What's up, guys? For today's watch review, we're going to be talking about the Citizen Promaster Tough model number CA0720-54H. Before we get into the review, I'm going to do a quick wrist check as always. Today I am rocking my Timex Q Falcon Eye. I haven't done a review on this one yet just because I'm still in my honeymoon phase. I will be wearing this for the next couple of weeks, and hopefully in the near future I will get this review out to you guys. Going back to the Citizen, I am changing how I do my reviews. It's going to be the same talking points, but for each talking point I'm going to give it a grade out of 5 points, and I'll give you a quick rundown of what those scores mean. So 1 point means that I will never own this watch even if someone gave it to me for free. 2 points means that I would only own if somebody gave it to me. 3 points means that I would own, but mostly only for review purposes, and I'm highly likely to return it. 4 points means that it's great, but some changes are required. And 5 points means that it's great overall. I'm not going to say it's perfect because I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect watch, but if I ever do come across it, I will be sure to review it for you guys. That being said, let's go straight into the review. First talking point will be 360 view and dimensions. This talking point will not have points associated with it because it's really not an opinion, it's facts of the view and dimensions. So anyways, here is the front, the side, and then there's the band, which is fantastic. Love this band. And then there's the case back. If you're familiar with Citizen case backs, they all pretty much have this design. And then as always, I will have the dimensions here for you. And going on to the next talking point, we are looking at price. MSRP on this is $595, but as we know, retail price is never the same as MSRP. So on Amazon you're looking at about $350, and on eBay, which is where I got it, I spent $309 before taxes and $360 after taxes. So I implore you guys to never just look at Amazon only. You know, take another minute, go on Google and see what other prices there are, because you can always find a better deal somewhere else. So for the score that I give for price, I give it a 3 out of 5, and that's really just because I think that, first of all, this price averages at around $400 after taxes, and I think that's a little bit high for what I'm getting. It's a great watch, don't get me wrong. And we will discuss it in the other talking points. I just think that with the other watches that I have bought in my life, $300 and less than $300, I think I've gotten way more watch than I did with this one. And that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. But 3 out of 5 for price. Next talking point is functions. I will have the functions and features listed for you on the screen. And starting off with the bezel, it is no secret that it's not really even a bezel, it's more of a design. It doesn't rotate in any direction, so really it's kind of frustrating because they do have the coined out edges right here, or the textured edge, so it gives you the illusion that it is supposed to turn or rotate. And what makes it even worse is that they have these minute markers all around the whole bezel. It's not that big of a deal to me, but I can see this being almost an egregious deception to other people. And it's our responsibility to look and verify that the specifications or the description of the watch, to read it, to know what we're getting into. But for a lot of people, I can imagine them maybe even getting angry because they're getting a watch that looks like this and the bezel doesn't even rotate. And I'm really kind of disappointed with Citizen for having this feature. To me, it doesn't matter because I knew what I was getting into. I saw other reviews, but I got it anyways because I really liked how it looked. But for other people, if I was other people and I didn't know that, I think I would be extremely upset. Going on to the other features though, on your watch face you do have a chronometer. So this second hand is not for telling you the seconds during the day, it is to measure time, which is operated by these two buttons right here. So this is to start your stopwatch. So as you can see the second hand moving, and then however many minutes have elapsed is displayed on the, or I guess this, I don't even know what that's called, I'll have to look that up, but this thing right here at the 12 o'clock position. And then to stop it, you hit it again, and reset, you hit that bottom button right there. And then down here you've got the actual second hand, and then the hour of the day. So on a 24-hour cycle, so right now it's almost 1 o'clock, so you'll see that it is showing you right here that it's almost 1 o'clock as well. And then you do have a date window right there, and of course Eco Drive, so solar powered. You know, pretty basic feature set. I don't really get the purpose of this hour display right here. Like, I already know what hour of the day it is because I'm looking at the time, but maybe they just needed something to put right there. But for the functions and feature set, the score, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I think normally I would have given it, 3.5 or 4 out of 5, but because of that non-rotating bezel, it really takes a lot of negative points for that. Next talking point is illumination. So let's go ahead and cue in the footage in a dark room right now. And as you can see, illumination is fantastic. So for illumination, I give this watch a 5 out of 5. Next talking point is visibility. There have been a lot of people complaining about the date display, that it's very difficult to see. For me personally, I have not had any issues. Granted, I do wear glasses, and my glasses work very well, so maybe that contributes to the fact that I have no problem seeing the date. As far as the time, it's easy enough. I think that the main face is kind of busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. But that being said, as long as you practice wearing it and you take the time to know what the minute hand looks like, what the hour hand looks like, it's really not too bad. So for visibility, I give it 4 out of 5. It's decent. Obviously, there are some changes that can make it better, but for me, I have no complaints about that. Next talking point is button and crown placement. So let's go ahead and take this moment to show you what it looks like on the wrist. Pretty standard button and crown placement. You've got the top button at the 2 o'clock, bottom at the 4, and then the crown at the 3 o'clock. It is not too in the way, so these buttons come out just enough right before it'll interrupt any kind of wrist flexion or extension. So I have no complaints with button and crown placement. I give it a 4 out of 5. Ideally, to get that 5 out of 5, I would have preferred maybe, I don't know, flatter buttons or smoother buttons, just for me personally, and that's a cosmetic thing. As far as functionality and how they work, they are fantastic. In fact, the buttons, they are textured or knurled, and that really gives it a clean, professional look. Yeah, let's see if I can zoom in on that for you. I'm sorry if this isn't coming in clearly. Either way, just take my word for it. It feels very solid and good. So 4 out of 5 for the button and crown placement. Next talking point is band quality and comfort. This is where the Citizen Tough outperforms and shines just fantastically. 5 out of 5 for band quality and comfort. The reason why I got this watch, knowing that it had the severe deficiency of a non-rotating bezel, was because of the band. It drew me in. I was basically drooling over this band. I was almost considering buying another Citizen Tough without the all the extra stuff, just a plain faced Citizen Tough, and this one, just so I could remove the band off of this one and put it on the other one. I was really hoping that Citizen sold these bands separately, so you can put it on, you know, whichever watch you wanted, but I don't think they do. And if they do, let me know in the comment section, because I would absolutely love that. But you've got these H-links. I think the H-links are stainless steel, but the centerpieces are titanium. And this is a pretty hefty watch. If you remember the dimensions, this is not a light watch. So I can only imagine how heavy this watch would be if they didn't have the titanium links. But yeah, quality is fantastic. It is as solid as it looks in the picture, and solid as it looks in the video. If it, you know, if you can just register the quality through this video. And comfort, you know, very comfortable. No different than any other stainless steel bracelet that you've ever worn. I will say, surprisingly, I did not have to adjust this watch at all. Normally what I do when I get a bracelet band is I automatically remove 2 links. 1 link on this side and 1 link on that side, because that's just, you know, that's just how it ends up being because of my wrist size. For this one, so I did that and I put it on and it wouldn't close. So how it came from the store off the shelf fit my wrist perfectly. So keep that in mind. If you have above average wrist sizes, then you might not be able to wear this watch, just because it comes already fairly small. And my wrists aren't small. I want to say like 7.5, just under 7.5 inch wrist. So if you've got anything more than that, I would recommend staying away. Yeah, but what did I say? Band quality and comfort, 5 out of 5. Next talking point and last talking point is my overall thoughts. So let's start off with the overall score. So taking all those scores that I gave you and averaging them out, we're coming at 3.9 out of 5. And I agree with that score. You know, 3 being I would own but most likely return it, and 4 being overall great, but there's some things I want to change. And I think it really does fall between, you know, between those 2 scores, because that bezel, it just kills me. And Citizen is a company that I highly respect. I respect their designers, I respect their work ethic and the quality that they produce, because they always produce consistent quality. And I just don't know what they were thinking when it came to that non-rotating bezel. I think I wouldn't mind it as much if they didn't add these minute markers, because like, what's the point of those minute markers if not just to deceive the buyer and to create the illusion that you're getting more than what you thought you were going to get. My only explanation would be maybe just some severe oversight. You know, maybe that just happened, but I cannot in my heart of hearts believe that a sensible businessman and Citizen was like, yep, that's a good idea. That being said, everything else about this watch is very good. The quality is fantastic. It is solidly built, solidly put together. If you are familiar with just how solid a Citizen is, then, you know, expect no different from this one. It is a tank of a watch. I would almost say that this is a tool watch. I have heard the phrase, this is the Citizen, the G-Shock of Citizens, and I fully agree with that statement. You can wear this and not fear that it is going to get damaged. Like, this is the watch that you would wear if you had to get dirty at work. What else was I going to say? I guess the one thing that I would say to improve this, aside from the non-rotating bezel, is just to make the face a little bit cleaner, a little bit less cluttered. I feel like what they did was they took 2 or 3 different watches that would have been great on their own and just kind of put them all together into this one watch. You know, those numbers, those large bold numbers on the indices are great. They look fantastic and I really like it. It kind of oozes obnoxious machismo while at the same time still looking futuristic and cool, and I really like that. But then it's kind of ruined by these dials right here, because it blocks it. You know, you can't even see the number 12 or 6 there. They had to replace it with these little luminous markers right there, and I would have really liked to see that. And also, that's just my opinion. I'm not a professional designer, of course, as you know. Just in my experience of watches, I think that would have been a cool touch. Um, so yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Do I recommend it to you? I'm gonna say maybe. If you know what you're walking into, if you know that it has these severe flaws, such as that non-rotating bezel, which is a severe flaw, but it's still calling to you, and that band is just as, you know, making you drool as it did for me, then I say hell yeah, go ahead and get it, because you're still getting Citizen quality and Citizen reliability and that eco drive. You know, you cannot beat that, the solar powered functionality of this watch. So if knowing all of that and you still want it, then I say go ahead and get it, because buy what makes you happy, buy what attracts you, because you know you're always going to be dreaming about it and thinking, oh, what if, you know. So I would say get it. And worst case scenario, if you get it and the sparks still aren't there, or you know you lose them, then return it. You know, after the 30-45 day return policy, go ahead and return and get your money back. At least you know for sure that it's not for you. For me personally, I'm going to keep it, because I already knew that it had these flaws, and I bought it anyways because it just looks so good to me. I really like how it looks. I like the fact that it is a high quality watch from a good renowned company, but I can still be rough and tough with it. So that is what is most appealing to me. Now, for those of you who didn't know that it had these severe flaws, and you're looking for that functionality, for, you know, to have that rotating bezel, and to have like a very clear date display and a non-cluttered face, then I say keep your money, buy something else, because with the money that you're going to spend on this watch, you can definitely get just as good, if not better quality from different companies, or even from Citizen at a lower price. So that is my recommendation. So again, 3.99/5. I think that's a very accurate score. I think it accurately represents how I feel about this watch. I still am going to keep it because it still looks so good. That band, you know, normally I don't buy a watch because of the band, just like I don't buy a book because of its cover. This is the one situation where I'm buying a book because the cover looks so good, and in this case the band looks so good. That's all I got to say for now. And I think this is my longest review. We're at 17 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. I hope that everyone is staying safe from this corona bullshit virus that's going around. You know, maintain your social distancing, be safe, be clean, watch out for your family, and give aid to others that need it. I hope that this video helps you with your next watch purchase. Thank you for watching, and tune in for my next video. All right, bye.